And in a dramatic move, UN Chief Antonio Guterres used a rarely used power to highlight the perils of the Israel-Hamas war. Guterres wrote to the President of the UN Security Council invoking Article 99 in Chapter 15 of the UN Charter. Now, under the article, the UN Chief can ask the Security Council to consider any matter that he feels may threaten international peace and security. A UN spokesperson said that this was the first time that Guterres invoked Chapter 99 since taking office in 2017. And since the October 7 terror attacks by Hamas militants in southern Israel, the Security Council passed one resolution in mid-November after 4 failed attempts to find consensus. Following a week-long pause in hostilities, fighting began again on December 1st, leading the Secretary General to register his deep regret. Guterres says that civilians throughout the Strip face grave dangers. He stressed that over 15,000 people have been reportedly killed, with over 40% of them being children. And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Teherani has sent us this report from New York. Listen in.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Wednesday invoked a rarely used article in the UN Charter called Article 99 to push the Security Council and the international community to call for an immediate ceasefire to the Israel-Hamas war. Article 99 basically determines that the UN chief, quote, may bring to attention of the Security Council any matter, in his opinion, that may threaten the maintenance of peace and international security. And while it's not the first time that Article 99 has been implemented, it is the first time that Antonio Guterres, in his capacity as Secretary General since 2017, has invoked this article. But the major question, and one that many journalists were trying to find the answer to during a press briefing by the spokesman of the Secretary General, is that how is this different than calls made by Guterres time and again for a ceasefire and sending more humanitarian aid to Gaza? After all, since the war broke out, the Security Council has had multiple meetings, and the Secretary General has participated in those meetings time and again, calling for the same thing, a ceasefire. So it's yet to be clear and yet to be known how the Security Council will react. The spokesman for the Secretary General said that this is important and it carries UN constitutional weight. The Israeli ambassador to the United Nations reacted to this immediately after, saying that the Secretary General is basically calling for Hamas to stay in power when calling for a ceasefire. And he criticized this decision on the part of Antonio Guterres, saying that what it does basically is put pressure on Israel as it is fighting, quote unquote, the Nazi Hamas terrorists. Susan Teherani reporting from New York for WION World is One.